Hello Factorio people, welcome back. This is what I've decided to call Broadcasts from Nauvis episode 2. The first episode I showed you the mods, and here are some of the broadcasts, I guess. I don't know whether that's a pretentious title or not, we'll see. This is the first stage of the pretty vanilla playthrough. I have this blueprint for starter base, which makes some iron plates to defer some of the iron plates to be made into green circuits. The green circuits back up quite quickly. And then the green circuits go on, they help make the science. There's some pretty basic red and green science here. And then your belts, your generic early game mall items, and there's obviously some assembly machines here which are blank for future items which I haven't unlocked yet. The only real change I made to this blueprint is I just had to squeeze in this nanobots thing here because we have the nanobots. And if you'd like to see how the nanobots work, they're pretty self-explanatory. There you go. They don't have a huge range or a huge speed or whatever at the beginning, but you build these capsules. It also repairs damaged entities, and these capsules go in your ammo bar down here, and robots just build the stuff for you. So it's fairly balanced, you know. Like it's better than hand building everything, you know. Deconstruction as well. I've had this blueprint in my back pocket for some time, and I've never really done anything with it. I never really 100% thought it was that good. It takes a long time for any iron to sort of make its way to the steel. You know, half the iron... Oh, this also doesn't do anything. Half the iron sort of, you know, gets split here, and some of it goes to make green circuits and then goes on to make some science. And then it only gets turned into steel when the iron's backed up, because obviously I want things like belts, undergrounds, splitters, inserters, none of that needs any steel. The steel really only comes into play a bit later down the line. Assembly machine Mark IIs go here. Advanced power poles and pylons and stuff go here. But, you know, like, it's okay. It's not brilliant. And there's a lot of... there'll be a lot of these blueprints, I'm sure, coming up in the future where it's just, like, passable, and I've never really bothered to change it, and then the closer we get to 2.0, the less inclined I am to ever change it. So yeah, let's zip forward a small amount of time. And if you thought it was pretentious before what I said, the title, look at this, look what I've done here. How's about that then? This isn't much further down. Sorry. OBS, behave yourself, please. This isn't much further down the line, but I built the basic smelting columns with the help of the robots. It's your standard design. Your coal's going to come in the side. 2 for iron, 1 for steel, 2 for copper. I haven't realised at this point that this isn't enough. I always do this. I always go 2 for iron, 2 for copper. Job's done. Move on. 20 minutes later. Oh wait, yeah, steel's a thing, isn't it? Oh wait, yeah, bricks. I need bricks at some point. Oh yeah. You know, stuff like that. We're a bit further down the line here. We've got some cool stuff researched. Assembly machine Mark IIs just go here. I think my biggest regret from this blueprint is quite how many red inserters I use. I think if I were to do this again, I would try and shift all this down and have this row of steel and copper go across the top here, because a lot of this repair packs especially is beholden to this one long-handed inserter trying to grab green circuits and iron gears. As I say, it's just one of those things. It is like 80% fine, and getting any more work out of it would small incremental upgrades would require quite a large amount of work. And as I say, it's a starter base. It's a starter. What do they call it? A bootstrap base. That's it. They call it a bootstrap base, just to get some basic stuff in decent quantities. You can see here the iron and the copper and the stone is all hooked up. Pollution cloud is growing. There's a nice chunky bit of oil down there. Yeah, so let's whiz forward a little bit more in time, shall we? Here we go. Another hour or so. I said before, I'm quite slow. I don't rush. I really, you know, but also that's not very conducive to a Let's Play, so I'm not going to put you through that. The mining patches have been fully expanded due to the wonderful mining patch planner mod. You just click and drag over the patch, and it gives you some settings here. The drill type you want to use. This is obviously all through mods. The belts, the power poles you want to use, whether you need pipes, modules, etc., etc. It's a very good mod. It's a very good mod. It's called Mining. What's it called? What's it actually called? Mining Patch Planner. It's very good. And then the spaghetti is real here as the Bootstrap base starts to become less and less useful, and the main bus begins its journey. So obviously I need to divert some iron and some copper and stuff. So the spaghetti has definitely begun. Here's my standard steel thing, pretty basic. There's a lot of space here, and that's just because I am a stickler for the power poles being spaced out in a certain way. That's just my brain, I suppose. 2 iron, ones. It's not a whole belt of steel, obviously. Let's have a quick get the rate calculator out. It is 1 belt of iron turns into, what is it, a fifth of a belt of steel? Is that correct? Oh, something's gone wrong here. Something's gone wrong. There's an assembly machine that is not doing its job. Oh no, 44. No, something's. These are 48. Oh, I think when I removed these, I must not have put them back on the bottom. So it's actually only 44 rather than 48, and that would be a fifth of a belt of steel, 0.2 of a belt of steel. Okay, that's fine. I can fix that, or I won't. And then I've just put some some cursory green circuits onto the bus. I also went out in the car just to see where the biters were. Where the biters are hanging out. They're quite far away. There's lots of forests and stuff in between, and obviously we're playing on the grass world, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried. And then one more little jump forward in time, please. Here we go. Stone and stone bricks are on the bus. I've just had to move some of this stone. Oh, I should put a radar over here, really, shouldn't I? Some of the stone's going to come across, and then the way I like to do it is I like to give the stone opportunity to make stone bricks first, and then overflow the leftover stone down the bus, which you really only need, I say only, for rails, but obviously, as any Factorio veteran will tell you, rails become quite annoying because they are a big recipe inside the purple science, the not utility, the other one. No, don't know. Forgotten. How have I forgotten that? That's quite embarrassing. Production. I wanted to say production, and I thought red was production. Red's automation. Green is also not production, clearly. What's green? Logistics. Oh my god, no one ever calls them by their name, that's the problem. Here's my red and green science blueprint. I have a blueprint book from something that I never used when I was trying to whip up some designs, because I found myself always designing the same thing over and over again, because I sort of was like, I'm going to build it slightly better this time, and I'll build it slightly better this time. So I've got all these blueprints for, you know, here's the jumpstart base, or the bootstrap base, That's not how the blueprint book works, is it? Let's go all the way to the start here. Really early game start. 2 labs. Anyway, bus layout. Wow. Hello, game, please. What the heck is that? Oh, that is an extremely dense set of rails for some reason. I can't remember why I was using that. Here we go. Jump start base. Roboport grid section, standard stuff. A belt and inserter mall. A other structures mall. A train yard. I was going to plop this down soon because I want to start using trains fairly soon. 8 belt smelting inside a grid section. But yeah, there are some pretty useful things in here. The main reason I'm not going to be able to use this going forward is they're all sort of designed with beacons going in at some point. So electronic circuits 1, for example. This is still a decent build, but it's designed with these spaces for the beacons, and as you may remember, I'm not doing vanilla beacons, so it's kind of irrelevant. But a lot of the builds, especially the basic builds, you know, red, green, science here, it's the same, it's just I've taken the undergrounds out, you know, and then, whoops, the military science one. Oh, some of them have these red stars on from things that I've noticed after I built them, and I need to update the blueprint book. But as I say, like, I'm not going to go to all that effort now when 2.0 is ostensibly around the corner, he says. Watch this video become a year old and it still won't be out. Military Science 1, you know, cool things like that. Cool things like that, all the way down to rocket control units, a rocket silo with satellites going into it. Yeah, like the idea was to have this whole book just have every blueprint that you would need to get beacons, Mark 1 modules. But, you know, I don't know why I'm going through all this, because ultimately it doesn't work and it doesn't do what I want anymore, especially for this playthrough. But I am repurposing some of the blueprints for stuff like this, so you may see some of these things just appear in between play sessions. But I have used them previously. If you want that blueprint book, let me know. I'll put it in the description of the next one if that's of any use to you. So yeah. So this is research. Thank you. Let's just keep going with some of these quality of life researches, which you may not flammables, no. Rail stuff, please, as well. Rail stuff. Yeah. So this is gonna just be the format of the video, really, and I know it's only 15 minutes, but that's what people want these days, isn't it? They want short form content. And even though this is only 13 minutes 30 seconds, I still feel like I've dragged it out unnecessarily. But I do also feel like, as I have said before, I personally just want to play Factorio. But I also, I've taken out some. I took out the science from the Bootstrap base. The Bootstrap base will shrink and shrink down as more things get added to the main base. That was the other change I made. That's right. That's right. What's going on here? Fascinating. Can't remember what I was saying. Yes, I want to play Factorio for me, for my own benefit. But I also don't mind making some Factorio content, really, because I like the sound of my own voice, as we've established many times. So yeah, hopefully this was good, and you know, I'll keep playing Factorio, and in a couple of days, a week, I'll post the progress for the next set of play sessions, and we'll just take it from there. So yeah, please let me know if this is good, if this is interesting to you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Obviously, things will get slightly more interesting. Hold on, they might get even more interesting than this as we get a bit more into building a bigger base and the non-vanilla beacons and mega base and trains and stuff like that. So, as I say, it's a slow but steady start. And I know that's not what the YouTube algorithm wants. The YouTube algorithm wants, boom, right out the gate. What's up, boys? It's your YouTube. But, you know, that's not me, and that's not the channel, and that's not why you're here. I know you're, you know, I don't want those people. I don't want people who would enjoy that here. I want you and me here enjoying this really dull, boring content, because that's who we are. So yes, thank you so much. Let me do the scene transition for you once more, just because it's very exciting. That's good, that, isn't it? That's good. That's Google Slides. I made it in Google Slides and then I put it in OBS, and then OBS is doing it. But yeah. So yes. So thank you so much. Let me know how it's going, how you feel about it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.